Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm Victoria and today I'm going to be talking about ranked and supports mainly. As many of you know, I was streaming ranked the other night and I got masters on my PC gamepad account. So that means I'm still playing with a controller, how I was on PlayStation. I'm just on a PC now. I got masters and I'm going to kind of share with you guys how me and my duo won games, some reasons why we lost games, and then I'll talk about really what supports are best, why they're the best, and then more so like the meta characters currently. So I'll start off by showing my ranked history. There's a lot of casuals here. It starts here. My last game was a loss, but I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 ranked games. And you can see out of most of those ranked games, I did win. I would say for every 2, I lost 1, so I did rank up. And I was duoed with, I'll show you in here, Kosu Taru here, who just played this buck in this game. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit different for people who play on keyboard and for people who are a lower rank. As in lower ranks, there isn't really a meta. Like, there is a meta, but it doesn't always apply because you're not always going to have really good players that know exactly how to play a map, exactly know how to position, know exactly what build and what items to buy, what talent to use. It's going to be all skewered when you're in like silver and gold and even sometimes in platinum. But if you're playing ranked, I highly recommend you getting a duo. You duo and ranked when you're diamond and higher. And the best way to do that is to play pockets. I know it's dumb, but it wins games. Most of my games, as I'll show you, let's see, I'll start with the first one here. I played tank. There's only a few games I was playing a damage, so I don't know why these are blacked out. Okay. See, here I played Sky and here I played Cassie, but you see I was Genos, Inara, Corvus, 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 Genos, Inara, Inara, Corvus. There's a Cassie game. Inara, Corvus, Corvus, Nando, Corvus, Ying. See, I was mostly playing supports or tanks. And my reason being is the person I was duoing with was a main flank or damage player. So by me being able to fill the other roles, it gave us a higher chance of victory, so we're not both playing damage, or we're not both on like a healer or a tank and we're leaving damage up to randoms, which is a very big mistake in my opinion. Yes, you can get some pretty good randoms sometimes, but most of the time your randoms, they're going to think they can play damage, and then they run in and they say that they're going to play Victor, and we're like, okay, cool, we got a Victor, and they run cardio. So I recommend getting a duo who is basically the opposite of you, someone who mains damage or flank, and if you can play heal and tank, or someone who is a good healer or a good tank if you are the one who's playing damage and flank. Now I'm going to talk to you kind of about the meta flanks for console, because I know it's going to be a bit different for PC, but everyone can agree, I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that Androxus, he is like the best character in the game right now, just because of his insane damage. Actually, I fought an aim hacking Androxus. If I'm able to get the clip, I'll put it in right here.
It's only 1-1, and we're still doing this well.
Did you see him?
Bro! He flinked! He locked onto my head!
Dude, I watched him shoot through the wall. So Androxus is just dumb. If you pocket one of these guys, you're probably sure you're gonna win. But Androxus, very good flank character. I would say the same for Buck. That's Kosu, my ranked duo I was playing with was playing Buck and Androxus a lot for flank picks. We had a couple Zins as well, and we fought a couple Kogas, but they weren't too bad. Talus, he's like an iffy pick now. You don't want to ban him anymore, but you don't want to first pick him. He gets shut down by burst, and that's exactly what Buck and Androxus have. And same thing with going on to damage. Vivian is obviously a ban if you don't intend on picking her first. If you pocket a Vivian, it's like, how would I word this? It's a walking turret. It's a walking turret. So the best, or quote-unquote meta damage characters, Vivian, Victor, and damage
Tyra.
reduction nade launcher Tyra. Not Burn Monster. Had a couple Tyras go Burn Monster in my games, and I don't understand because we have one tank. A single Inara, but you pick Burn Monster. Why not go Mercy Kill with damage reduction by 20% every time you use nade? I don't understand. Leon's a pretty good pick. I did pretty well with Cassie the 2 games I played her. So, other damage characters aren't really in the meta. Okay, I can take that back. Kanessa is one that Kosu is playing a lot, and Strix is always good because, he's so easy to play. I started playing Strix. I'm like, wow, it's so easy to hit my shots. But yeah, Kanessa, if you know what you're doing, you're pretty good. This is one character that Kosu played a bunch and did really, really well with. Oh my god, I keep backing out. Tank-wise, I'm not sure how she is going to be after this next patch because she's getting nerfed. But Inara is the best main tank in the game before the Vora patch, which is coming out in a week, I know. But reason being is her damage reduction with Mother's Grace and increased healing. They are nerfing both of those aspects, so I can only assume that the best main tanks after this will be Fernando, Terminus, and possibly Makoa, because Makoa is getting a massive buff to his shell spin. It is making it to where his shell spin does 500 damage when you hit somebody. So those are going to be like the best main tanks. Oh, sorry, I forgot Atlas. Atlas is harder to play, but he is very good as a main tank or off tank. My friend Jewel Trooper, I'm sure you know him, Jason, he's been on my streams a few times. He is a very good Atlas player. And yeah, Atlas is just a good character. Ashe is good too, but I wouldn't pick her as a main tank over like shielding Fernando, or especially not Terminus. Terminus is like you ban him if you're not picking him, because Terminus wins you games with Siphon. It's really dumb. And then supports. The best supports to pick right now: Corvus, Genos, Grover, Io, and I'm going to put Furia in there too. Furia. Reason being, Corvus, Genos, and Io all supply status buffs. Corvus, yes, it's getting nerfed, but Corvus grants lifesteal, he grants movement speed, he grants extra healing and stuff like that. That is huge. Movement speed is huge in this game. Io grants damage reduction with Goddess's Blessing. This is the talent you want to play. You obviously don't want to play Sacrifice, but you don't want to play Lifelink. Fought against a Lifelink Io, and all she had was raw healing. It gets shut down by Cauterize. This gives you a status buff, and Io, or as a healer, you should be healing everybody. You shouldn't just be looking at the front line, even if they are standing on point all game. Everyone needs your healing. Healing the flank once in the last round, as it's 3-3, could just be enough to win you the game, because it could have given them enough healing and sustain, damage reduction, whatever, to kill the enemy that they are fighting and let them win. So you guys have the number advantage. But no, lifelink bad, Goddess's Blessing big good. Big good, yes. And of course, we all know Genos. Luminary grants 15% increased damage to whoever you're marking, and you can mark up to 3 people at once. So, reason why I added Furia and Grover is Furia with Cherish, best talent. Except, I will say the only time I will be okay with a Furia on my team running Solar Blessing in a ranked game is if we were playing on Jaguar Falls. I hate that map so much. I can't even fathom. But Cherish, you can heal across the map for a huge burst, which it doesn't feel like it gets affected by Cauterize really until you get all caught 3, and even then it still feels like you're doing too much healing. Whenever I'm fighting against someone with a Furia and I have Cauterize 3 and I'm shooting them and they just get like a quarter of their health back, it frustrates me. And also her ultimate, Inflame.
Show them no mercy.
Do you guys hear the freaking lawnmower? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if that's annoying. But yeah, her ultimate grants 30% weapon damage and movement speed, and refills your allies' ammo as an ultimate. That is huge. Her ultimate has got to be one of the best ultimates in the game because of the huge status buff. And the reason why I put Grover on this list is, I don't have it yet, but Deep Roots. This bounces off deployable, so that means Luna, Barrack turrets, Ying clones, and it cripples everybody. So if it's crippling their squishies, it's crippling their healers, and makes it really easy for your damage, especially like a Burst Victor, shredding Vivian, and a Droxus, you know, someone to just go in and just double tap them and just kill him almost instantly. It's huge. Too bad they made it level 8 talent though. Now I guess I'll talk about something real quick regarding healers. I recorded a couple healer tier list videos, but my OBS was set to save it as an MKV file or something like that, and I couldn't import the video file into my editing software. So I went in and changed it to save as MP4, and I'm going back and recording this again. But I talked about the healers and why they're good, why they're not so good. I basically just told you why those healers are the best ones possible. You want to pick those before you'd go in and pick the other ones. Mainly because I'm kind of mixing a healer guide kind of into what you want to do for ranked, which is fine. Oh, I have a message from my friend. I'm pretty sure the healers that people are going to argue with me about would be Saris, Ying, and Maldamba. I'm just going to say about Maldamba right now, he is not a bad healer. He's a very good support. But the only reason why I wouldn't include him as a top on this list is it's controller, and Maldamba's not the easiest on controller, and a lot of people don't really know how to use him that well. And he doesn't bring a status buff to flanks or damages, which is the main thing I'm going for here. So when it comes to Ying, she's a very good healer as well. She can heal multiple people at once with clones and shatter heals. And I personally think she works better as an off healer, as a damage healer. But she's a very good support as well. Only problem is, only raw heals, no status buffs. That is my only issue with her. But I can go back and show you the very first ranked game that I played. Oh my goodness. Very first ranked game that I played when I first started doing this big thing of ranked here was Ying. I played Ying as a damage healer. Obviously didn't do too much damage, but the game was quick. But they picked Rom and Torvald. So I picked damage Ying. Still did very good healing numbers. You see, only 1k less than, or 10k less than the Genos. But you just focusing when shooting those 2 tanks, just couldn't do shit. And Saris. I feel like I'm going to get the most arguments about Saris. Mainly because she's not terrible. She's more popular in lower ranks. I would say like she's more popular in platinum and below, but you don't really see her picked above or diamond or above. My reasoning for this, before you yell at me, is that all she can do is heal. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, Victoria, you just said Ying. She only does healing. Same with Maldamba. You said they were good. Yes, I did. But here's where Saris is different. Okay. She's locked into her healing animation while she's healing. So while she's doing nothing but healing, bringing no status buffs, and almost no utility besides her ultimate, she can't even attack while she's healing. Whereas Ying is, you put a clone, you shoot a few times, you shatter, you shoot a few times, you have a lot more time with Ying. Same with Damba. You press a button and it's an instant heal, and then you're able to just keep going. Shooting, stunning. Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention. Maldamba, he brings a stun to the team, as well as a great CC ult. All Saris has is an ultimate that is very easily countered by shields. Simply moving, right when you hear get, you can just move. If you know where she's throwing it, of course. It's not as easy as it sounds, but she is just not as good.
Saris.
Granted, I'll give it to you. Mortal Reach, it's a lot better than it used to be. It heals faster, which means you have more time to shoot and do other things other than just raw healing. And it heals for more in that small amount of time. But it's just... She's a good pick if you're in silver and gold. She's a very easy support to pick up. She's also one of my favorite supports. You know this isn't my main account here. You know my character levels aren't this low. But my PS4 account, I had her over level 130. I love playing Saris. Only problem is she just doesn't do anything for the team besides healing. Even if you go a damage talent, then your team's going to be low on heals if you go damage talent. So, just kind of wanted to touch on that. But now I think I'll get into talking about tips for ranked. Obviously, it's very situational. So, if I were to give tips to someone for ranked, I think I mentioned it before, but get a duo, or if you're still able to group up in a full party, do that. But make sure you get people who you play with, you know what they play, and you get people who can fill the roles that you don't play. So if you don't play support, but you play tank, flank, and damage, make sure you play with someone in your group or your duo that does play support. But my best advice, I would say, is if you are duoing, either you or your duo has got to know how to play support. And then the other person, doesn't matter which one, needs to know how to play the meta characters. Meta characters being, when I mentioned earlier, Vivian, Victor, Terminus, Andro, Buck. Maybe Buck. He's yes and no, I guess. But you've got to know how to play those characters that are really impactful in the game. That basically are so good that if you pocket them with movement speed, lifesteal, or a damage buff, or damage reduction, they are going to just almost never lose. Now, I don't want to say almost never lose, because obviously saw that I lost a few games. But I'm going to go back into these losses and show you kind of why we lost the games that we did. You see, oh wait, that's a Siege game. Oops. I'll look at this Genos ranked game here. If I go into here, you see I was pocketing Kosu, and we had Genos damage. Our Inara was pretty good. Our Tyra wasn't very good. This was kind of a bad pick, but we were doing well in the beginning with the Grok. See, in the beginning of the game, we had a lot more healing than the enemies did, so we were able to get the first point and push. We were on Fish Market on this map. I don't know if it doesn't tell me up here, but we were on Fish Market. Grok already isn't good there, and Tyra went Burn Monster, which isn't good for Fish Market because there's so much space. The enemies had a pocketed Victor and Andro. It was only a matter of time until they got cauterized that they were just able to run us down. So our comp here kind of failed with the Burn Monster Tyra. If she was damage reduction Tyra, she would put up a fight against the Androxus, who would flank her, or the Sky, or even a Victor if he did. Oops, I keep pushing the wrong button. Now if I go to this Corvus game where we lost. This game, this was on Frog Isle. I don't know why the game did this, but we searched these guys' stats. These two right here were masters. No, I'm pretty sure they're all Grandmaster. The leaderboards are fucked right now. I'll have to explain that in a minute. But these three were Grandmaster. He was like, and the other two were like high diamond, and we were all diamond. And it gave us against 3 Grandmasters, or as it come up as a master. But still, even if they were masters, that still wouldn't be fair. So matchmaking fucked us that game. There's another Genos game. This was when we fought the aim hacking Androxus. As you can see, he has his name blocked. But I'll show you something here. He went into Life Rip 3 first. Which means obviously he knew he wasn't going to miss. Because he didn't get cauterized until after he got Life Rip 3. But he died 14 times while being in aim butter. Depressing. You're trash. Sorry. I'll end up sending a clip of it to Romanova or something, but it just grinds my gears that people do that. So I'm going to go to the... I talked about Io and her card, but for Corvus. Best talent, Spreading Influence. Genos, best talent, Luminary. That said Cherish, Cripple Root, but I'll go back and talk. Oh my Jesus. Inara, currently, best talent, Mother's Grace. Fernando, currently, best talent for main tank, Aegis, with something like this as a build. But yeah, and then as we get into damage, Victor, best talent, burst mode. Vivian. I guess they nerfed her damage, and they're nerfing her damage again, but they nerfed this talent. Opportunity and Chaos used to be the best. Booby Trap now isn't terrible. It does burst damage, but I think it's Booby Trap or Opportunity and Chaos. I don't play a lot of Vivian, so I'm not sure. I don't like that character hardly at all. Tyra, best talent, Mercy Kill. With something like this as a loadout. This is a must-have. This is handy. This is a must-have. Just Mercy Kill, damage reduction. Please stop running Burn Monster on Fish Market. Alright. Flanks. Buck. Best talent. Oops. Best talent. Bounce House with a reset build. I can actually show you Kosu's build. No. This is his build. Like, this is insane. I'll just import this. But yeah, this is the build he's running in ranked, I'm pretty sure. Insane. Androxus. Everyone probably knows this, but best talent, Cursed Revolver. And this is an old build, but something like this. This was Gogurt's old build that I took from him. And I just always imported it. But nerf this damn character! Pretty sure Koga is No, everyone knows how to play Koga. So that is just basically my experience in ranked. I did Diamond 4 to Diamond 2 to Masters in 2 days. I streamed for about 12 hours on Twitch playing ranked. Not all of it was ranked, but I would say half of it was ranked with Kosu. I would say, as a summary, best way to get ranked up, play with a full party while you still can. Make sure everybody, you have someone who you're confident with is a good player. People know how to play the meta characters, though meta doesn't always apply as heavily in lower ranks. When you get into Diamond, make sure you duo with someone who can play support, or you play support or support or tank, either or. Pocket meta character. That's literally all I can say. There are not enough bans to get rid of all of the broken characters. If you ban Vivian, Terminus, and you ban like Corvus and Genos, both the pockets, you still have like Koga, you still have Xin, you still have Victor, you still have a lot of options. You still have Buck, Andro. But if you don't ban the healers, and you ban Vivian, Victor, Koga, and Terminus, there's still Andro, there's still Buck. There's still characters that you are going to be able to pocket with the pockets you did not ban. So it turns into a big old, woo! We need more bans. But that's all, basically. I guess if you guys still want, I can go more into depth in a different video about supports. My motivation for that video just kind of died when all of my files weren't actual video files, because my fucking OBS was set up wrong. So let me know if you still want something like that. And I'm really sorry I haven't been super active. I have not been in the mood to edit anything, mainly because I don't know how to work PC editing software, and I just downloaded this one that is very similar to one I used to use back in high school, so I'm hoping it's going to work out. This video was not scripted, so if I stuttered, please don't judge me. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you want to have a conversation about why you disagree with something, or a question why you don't understand something, please comment down below. I'll be happy to have a mature conversation about the game with you. Yes, I know any Grandmaster wants to come at me and say, all you gotta do is just play a lot. I'm not gonna say that's wrong. That's just not my experience. And plus, no, I'm not Grandmaster. I'm just barely a crumb of Master, if you will. But 7 days left. Maybe I'll get it next split. Who knows? Me and Kosu might duo at the very beginning and get Grandmaster. Who knows? But thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below again if you have any questions or would like to talk about anything that happened in the video. You can also message me on my social medias. My Instagram and my Twitter would be the most likely to get a response, unless you comment on a video. But I have notifications on my phone. So I stream. I don't have a schedule yet, but I stream on Twitch. I stream Paladins. I stream Among Us. I don't really stream Fortnite, but I play Fortnite. So yeah, I'll put links to all those socials in the description. There should be a name on screen. If not, I'm sorry, this editing software is difficult. And I will see you in the next one.